This is Robert Walker of Past the Seven. I noticed that at YouTube this morning there are quite a few videos about the basics of options, and since we teach Series 7 people the basics of options, I thought it might be good to clear up some of the questions that were following some of the other videos. Long before you ever start spending real money, do the research and make sure you understand how these options work. So this is just Options 101. Make sure you know at least this much before you buy your first call. So what is a call option? Think of it as a bet between two people. This guy on the left thinks that IBM is a dog, and his buddy thinks that it's going to be worth at least $50 a share by November. Instead of arguing all day, they make a bet called a call option contract. He agrees to sell him the stock for $50 no matter what it might be worth at that time, and he's willing to take this bet. He's going to have to pay for it, though. He's going to buy a call from his buddy, in other words. He's going to have to pay the call seller the premium. He pays all of it up front. And when he does so in our example, he doesn't get the stock. He gets the right to buy it for $50. What if it never makes it to $50? Then he wasted his money. What if it goes to $70? He's going to be buying drinks all night. So he's willing to pay a premium, in our example, $3 per share, just for the right to buy the stock for $50. Each contract covers 100 shares. You can always buy 10 or 50 contracts, whatever you have the money for. Now, why would he do this at all? Why would he just buy the stock if he thinks it's going to go up? Because he doesn't want to tie up $5,000 for every 100 shares just to see if it goes up. He wants to put down a little tiny percentage of that known as the premium to see if it's going to go up. And if he's right, he'll make a huge percentage gain. How much can he lose? Well, you pay for it up front, so you can only lose what you pay. Getting approved to buy calls and puts isn't that difficult because you have to pay for it in full. If you're wrong, you're wrong. So the premium of $300 per contract, that's all that the buyer can lose. That's all that the seller can make. The buyer has theoretically or hypothetically an unlimited gain. Well, no one can tell us how high IBM might go between now and the third Friday of November. But the seller has an unlimited loss. See, we're not doing covered calls here. This is a naked call. He is so sure that IBM will not go above 50 that he takes on a huge risk just to make this little premium. But if he's wrong, the seller, he might have to pay 70, 80, 100, who knows how much, and then deliver it to him for just 50. So notice the risk-reward ratio. The buyer has a small potential loss and a huge potential gain. The seller has a small gain. He only gets the premium, never anything more, and he has an unlimited loss when he sells this naked call. This is a series of options. If you have an online account, you could type in a stock quote for IBM and then hit option chain. Remember that the call means the right to buy. So what should this right to buy IBM for 50 be worth? It depends how volatile IBM is. It depends how close we are to the third Friday of November. And it also depends on where is the stock trading. If the stock's trading down here at 47, the right to buy it at 50 has no intrinsic value. One of the other videos showed an example of buying a call like this. It's out of the money and trading very cheap. But the stock's going to have to move in a big way before that could work out. What if IBM starts trading here at 49.75? Well, close doesn't really count in options. It would make the premium go up because it's getting close to 50, but this option still gives nobody any intrinsic value. The option is out of the money. A couple days later, maybe IBM starts trading at, say, 52.50. Well, this premium would have to be worth suddenly at least $2.50. And if there's any time between now and the third Friday of November, it's going to be worth even more than $2.50 because the right to buy a $52.50 stock for $50 has intrinsic value of exactly $2.50. This option is in the money. Therefore, whoever bought it makes a profit? Not at all. Who knows how much somebody paid for that call option? If he paid $4, $5, or $6, he's still losing. The option is in the money. People have gains or losses. You would only be winning here if you bought this call option for less than $2.50. In the Series 7 land, we use T-charts, and we track the money that's been spent. We often call that money out, and the money that comes in to see if somebody has a gain or a loss. So if Susie buys the call for $2.25, that's what she spends. Remember, she pays for it in full. That's why she can only lose the premium. But she can lose it really fast, especially, if she's buying 10 or 100 contracts, she can lose a lot of money really fast. That's why options get a bad name. People who buy stock can go into denial for several decades and just say that they're a buy and hold investor. With options, at the third Friday of March in our example, this option is done. So She's going to pay $225. That is all she can lose, but she has a pretty good chance of losing it. In our example, it's going to work out for her. If the stock goes to $59.50, notice how it moved by more than her premium. So if she closes the contract, that means instead of buying the stock, she just sells the option. There's an options exchange. She sells it to somebody else for its intrinsic value. Well, it's worth $450. So by putting down $225, she made $225. That's a huge percentage gain. Notice how it's a much bigger percentage gain than if she'd bought the stock. If you pay $5,500 and the stock goes to $59.50, you still make the same dollar amount, but you don't make a very big percentage. If she puts down $225 and makes a $225 profit, that's a huge percentage. That's why people do options. But maybe she does take it literally, and instead of just trading the option, let's see how it looks to exercise. She still pays the $225 premium. Again, that's all she could ever lose. That's all the seller could ever win. But now she's going to go through the motions of an exercise. Remember that you get the right to buy stock at the strike price. That's why a lot of people don't exercise. They don't have the money. But if she has the $5,500, she can buy the stock for that, even though it's worth $59.50. In the real world, she'd probably sell the stock short for $59.50 and then cover it. But let's just keep it to one topic at a time, basically. She still makes the same profit, but we're just showing you that you can either trade the option or you can exercise your right to buy the stock for that amount of money. Now, a lot of people watching this video might be considering getting their Series 7. We would certainly encourage you to come to our website, pastthe7.com, and get the full package, which is our textbook, the DVD set you can watch on maybe your 50-inch widescreen TV. You can listen to our audio lectures on your headphones or in your car stereo. And we have the exam cram software, which will help you get in shape for the Series 7. Or if you're just interested in the topics that are covered, you could join our Friday free broadcast. We do that at 11 o'clock on Friday. That's Central Time from here in Chicago. But we got to keep the video short and sweet. Make sure you understand options very well before you ever spend money on them. And we'll probably put up another video on put options and maybe one on the covered call as well. Thank you.